In this week's edition of Tutorial Tuesday, I will be showing the repousse process. I'll be using tools from my master set. From left to right, we've got a small rectangle embosser, an extra small teardrop embosser, a small teardrop embosser, a small oval embosser, a medium oval embosser, a small square embosser, and a small, medium, and extra large thin oval embosser. Repousse is a French word meaning to push back, so for the entirety of this step I will be pushing from the back to create a three-dimensional relief. I like to start in the place that will have the deepest relief first. In this case it will be the collar using my medium thin oval embosser. Embossing uses the same principle as chasing. Use many overlapping hammer blows to walk your chisel down the line. Use multiple passes to achieve your relief. Don't try to hammer it all down at once. Again, because of time constraints, I've sped up the rest of this video up to 450% so you could watch the whole process in around 10 minutes as opposed to 40. Here I've switched to my small thin oval embosser. Once I feel I have achieved moderate relief in the collar, I'm going to switch to my small rectangle embosser and start embossing an outline to move the metal towards the center of the piece. I like to do this step because I feel that it gives me a nice crisp definition around the edges and it pulls my metal into the deepest parts where I need it the most. Next I'll begin with my small square embosser. I like to start from the edges and work my way inward, slowly massaging the metal towards the deepest parts. Again, it will take multiple passes to achieve the relief I'm looking for. Now that the shape is getting a bit too steep for my square, I'm going to switch to my medium oval embosser. Here I've switched to my small teardrop embosser to define the point, then back to my medium oval embosser. Now I've switched back to my small square embosser, then I'll switch over to my small teardrop embosser to get into the edges and the points, then I'll switch back to my medium oval embosser. The point here being that I'm using the tool that fits the space the best. I'm going in with my small teardrop and then I'll follow it up with the extra small teardrop to define the points. For those of you not familiar with chasing and pitch, you can see its advantages of holding your piece firmly in place while moving the metal only where you strike it with the chisel as opposed to moving large portions at once. This allows for great control and the ability to achieve the finest detail in your work. Here I've gone back to my medium oval embosser where I'll start defining the scrolls. Now I'll switch over to my small oval embosser to where the medium is too large to get into the tight spots. Now I'm back starting off with the small square, then I'll switch to the medium oval. You'll notice that I change the tools quite often. The reason for this is that I really just use the tool that fits the shape the best that I'm working on. I like to achieve the depth that I'm looking for in steps. I'll bring the whole piece down to a medium relief and then go back in to smooth out and achieve the final depth that I'm looking for. In case you haven't noticed, this art requires a lot of patience. If you don't have a lot of patience, then maybe this art isn't for you. But if you do, you might find it very enjoyable and relaxing. Now I'll go back in to get a little bit more depth on the collar. And I'll go back over different parts to smooth and even everything out and add a little bit more relief. Well, that's it for this week's edition of Tutorial Tuesday. I hope you've enjoyed. Next week we'll be back to where we remove our piece from the pitch, backfill it, and reset it to get it ready for our final chasing process.